Hey, I'm Perry Blosser,
And I'm Sara Byler.
and it's Wednesday the 12th, and we're at Arches National Park in Utah, and we're going to be talking about our rafting trip, our 3-day rafting trip on Sunday to Tuesday. Sunday was basically just a little bit of traveling. We stopped at the different camp, or at our first camp, and got acquainted with how that system runs and kind of the protocol for camping. And basically throughout the 3 days, something that I found interesting was our guides were really knowledgeable, and as we were rafting or floating, they would point out different rock formations and trees, and they would tell us how things were formed, and the different animals, invasive ones and native ones, and really interesting things like that, and we learned a lot from our guides.
And going on with the guide subject, I really enjoyed getting to know our guides. Like Perry said, they were really knowledgeable, and that provided a lot of opportunity to ask questions and really learn about the ways the Colorado River has changed. Molly, she was one of my favorites. She had an awesome laugh, and she pretty much made you laugh even harder whenever something was said. And Christy, she was just plain awesome. She was always really energetic and excited for the day. Sean, he was very caring, and he was very intense. He didn't like things to not go his way, but yet he had a side that was very genuine. Let's see, who else? Steven. I really didn't get to know Steven very well. He is the one that drove or paddled the kind of the gear boat, so yeah. And is that it?
Abby.
Oh yeah, Abigail. She came along. Evidently she was an intern this summer, so she came along as one of her last river trips. So I really enjoyed getting to know all of them.
Yeah, kind of quick rundown, I guess. Talk about the first day. The second day was just really long traveling from our first camp to our second camp, probably about 20 miles, I think. The third day, in the morning, we went over safety training for the whitewater rapids, and we went through all the scenarios that could happen and what we should do about those, and how to rescue people out of the water, and how to back over a boat. When we went onto the rapids, actually, there's two groups, Group A and Group B. We were in Group B, and Group A didn't have any troubles going through the rapids, but when Group B was going, it got pretty windy, and actually two boats flipped over, and the boat that I was in didn't flip, and then so we had to pull in a bunch of people that were floating down the river, and kind of scrambled around to get all the floating gear down the river, and one of the boats actually got stuck upriver. So it was just kind of a mess, but it was really exciting, and I would do it again. Probably the people that fell in the water didn't want to, but it was a really exciting day, and I think we learned a lot about working together on the boats, and because on the paddle boats where all of us would paddle, we'd have to all go at one time, or maybe one side would go to steer, and our guide would
she'd be yelling, she could be screaming and yelling out things to do.
Right, so it got really intense in the rapids. You'd be screaming left, right, and we'd go in. But yeah, that was really exciting, and it was really hot, so the water was cold.